But real quickly, God's Garden's map. Bottom right here we have aLtAaron, and the top left we have Counter. I was going to talk about the map real quickly. Now, I've got 3 things I want to point out. One is backdoor expansion, right, with 6 mineral patches at it. Okay, main mineral patch here has 9, and the your other expansion at the front has 6 mineral patches as well. That's the first thing. So you kind of have 3 expansions you can take. It's great for Zerg as well, and it's a big map as well. The middle here, kind of open, but has a few things you can mark around, but generally the fighting is sort of fought at the choke points outside the naturals. The third thing I want to point out is above the backdoor natural, there is a cliff. Now, the reason I call this a Terran favored map is you can put siege tanks on that cliff, and it's just like Lost Temple.
Which cliff are you talking about there, buddy?
Okay, so at...
Oh, no, I see the natural expansion.
Yeah, so at the backdoor expansion, just above that, nice cliff there, plenty of room to micro around. And when we saw Clock versus Light, Clock actually put siege tanks and stuff on that cliff there, and it did shut down that expansion quite a bit, but Light was a better player and took other expansions and stayed in the game that way. He actually had a contain on his opponents, so yeah. Anyway. I
actually have to say, like, I'm enjoying this map because I've not actually witnessed any games on it so far. I've only seen, like, the small screen of it before, so this is awesome to see.
Well, like I was saying before, if you want to see another game on it, go to my YouTube channels. One up with Clock versus...
and what's your YouTube channel again?
YouTube.com/BenjiSC2. I'm doing a lot of plugging tonight. I love the plugging. If Pepsi wants to sponsor me, I'll plug you a lot, seriously. I drink a lot of Pepsi, I might have a bit of free Pepsi. Still, we have a refinery going down here from Counter. Now, I gotta say, I'm a Zerg player, okay? I know, TVT, PvP, and TVP. I know the matchups, but I'm not so keen on the specifics. So tell me here, what's Counter looking like he's going to do here with his gas and the racks? He's going to get an add-on? I think he's just going to go for a 1-1-1 build?
Yeah, I mean, interesting to see an early gas there. I mean, it's really hard to tell at this stage when you're a Protoss player what tech the Terran's deciding to do. It's not really known. What you have to do is actually keep your probe alive, which is hard to do because you've got a Marine out there. And Marines are really good at chasing their probes. As you'll see right now, this Marine should be able to take out this probe with relative ease. So it's really up to Aaron just to keep this probe alive and see what's going to happen. Because at this stage, it's hard to tell. You could see a barracks with a tech lab go down. You could see another gas go down and know it's going to be some kind of tech. So Aaron's doing a great job at the moment, just keeping his probe alive. He needs that intel. We do see a reactor come down, so you can expect maybe a Reen tank army, but you would need to get another gas down.
He's going to scout that out as well. Aaron, just sort of doing a bit of micro there, dancing back and forward. He's been, there's a bit of a dance. Is he going to see the reactor?
Not sure if he's being able to see it yet.
Epic
but what
delay.
We do see
it's not dead yet.
Really good micro there from both Counter and Aaron. But
he
Aaron
can run out.
Really needs to do this.
He can run out of the base.
What you want to do is...
Oh my god, he's going to save it.
Bunker, and there you go. So he's going to see the reactor. He's going to know that it's going to be a Reen-heavy beginning. But also you can see a factory get dropped, lifted, and then go Hellion. So boom, as I say that, factory gets dropped. Looks like we could see double Hellion drop perhaps in the mirror line, which is absolutely devastating to Protoss if you don't see it. Same as it is to Zerg. So it's pretty awesome that we've got here. Standard opening from Aaron. He's gone from the 1 gate, Cybercore, Warp, and he's taken an early expansion. Now this is incredibly hard for Terran to deal with on such a large map. 1 gate, fast expand. The only thing that really stops it is a 2 or 3 racks push. We do have 1 racks here. I don't think Counter's going to be able to stop Aaron.
I'm going to say this now.
Expansion.
I reckon personally, with that bunker at the front tipping me off, I think he's going to go Banshees. You've got the second gas going up. I think, I'm sorry, but I'm gonna make that guess. Okay, I'm not a perfect. There's Starport.
Starport goes down.
Yep, there you go.
The 1-1-1.
Called it. That's right,
good
guys.
Stuff.
That's right.
So we'll see probably 2 Banshees and Cloak, which will be an excellent move for Counter to go. What we have to see here from Aaron to counter it now is either Forge, but more effectively Robo Bay. So we've gone 2 gate Robo.
2 gate Robo. So 2 gate. Oh, sorry, 1 gate expand into 3 gate Robo.
3 gate Robo. Really standard, solid build. I'm not too keen on how Aaron's actually done this. Sorry, buddy. Like, you've got excellent gameplay, and maybe it's just due to the fact that he's got that fast expand there, so it's more of an economic build. But you can really utilize gateways when you've got, warp in being researched. And I didn't see much unit production there. We've only got, you know, 1 Stalker, 2 Sentries, and a Zealot out. You could have actually forced out a little bit more troops there with Chrono Boost.
He might have been saving up his... obviously, it being a big map, you can actually do 1-gate expand quite safely. It's quite hard to run across this map. Maybe he was just like, well, I could build units, but instead I'm going to expand a little bit faster because he thinks he's safe. Now, if he lost the game right then, we would be like, oh my god, he's terrible. Why didn't he build units? He's terrible. But right now, look at him. He's in a pretty good spot.
This is absolutely the key unit combination right now. We do have 5 Sentries. So we do want to see 1 more Sentry, 2 Zealots, and a Stalker. So guys, Protoss players, when you're versing Terran, 6 Sentries, 1 Stalker, 2 Zealots, by 8 minutes in the game, that's a really good composition to counter any bio pushes. And the way you do that is force field, cut an army in half, let your Zealots go to work. Your Sentries are exceptional at taking out Marauders. Marauders take several shots to get Sentries. They deal quite a lot of damage to them. It's really, really good composition.
I want to point something out real quick as well.
Yeah.
Just interrupting you. Aaron here he knows his timing so well, right? He got his Robo Bay. He got the first Observer out, sent it cross map, and I'm thinking, dude, come on, man. You got Banshees coming in. Then I realised he got a second one, Chrono boosted it out, and right now, first Observer's halfway across the map, second one's ready to detect, he's got Stalkers ready for these Banshees. He's a fucking hero.
And speaking of Banshees, we do have Counter's Banshees sneakily sliding down, or gliding I should say, the bottom side of the map there, heading by 6 o'clock now, and moving towards 5. He's got 3 Stalkers and an Observer in way, as he just pointed out, Benji. I don't think this is going to be effective, and this is critical. Absolutely critical for Counter to do some damage with this Banshee. Otherwise, it's a waste of a build. We do have an Observer in his base moment. But here comes the engagement. The Stalker's able to pick up the Banshee.
Kills 1 probe with that significant loss there. Second one coming in, cloaking at the natural. There is no Observer down here. He should pull his drones away. He does. No Observer down there, though. But the Banshee doesn't know that and pulls away. How many kills did it get? It got 3. So 4 probes so far. That's nowhere near enough damage.
Yeah. So what you'd see here as well, as a Protoss player, once you've cleared away the Banshee harassment, you're pretty much freed up, if you've expanded, to go and attack. So, guys, seriously, get the Banshee, get rid of it, use your Observers, keep a couple Stalkers there, you only need 2 or 3, and an Observer, and then take the rest of your army and push forward. Yes, a bunker at the beginning of the base does make it harder, and so do Marines, but if you have a Zealot-heavy army with Sentries to back it up, especially with Guardian Shield, you'll be able to get rid of it really easily.
There's also a Thor popping out now as well from Counter. So looking to follow up the Banshee.
That's a game changer.
With a Thor, and he's got a Raven out as well. I'm going to assume point defense drone. I mean, got it out a good time. In fact, if he walks across the map now with all this, I think that point defense drone will be ready. The problem with this build, though, is that it is a big map. It's going to take a long time to get across that map.
Yeah, definitely. I think one of the things to note is point defense drone, it's an excellent thing that absolutely annihilates any kind of Stalker fire and is so annoying when you've got a massive ball of Stalker and Colossus, especially when you've got Viking there and you can't take out the Vikings, so your Colossus just drop. But at the moment, you've got a Zealot Sentry heavy army. That PDD is not going to be that useful, but that Colossus actually, that Thor is a game changer because they deal so much damage. So I think now that because he's chosen that Thor tech path, it's a really, really good move, sensible. Counter's kept himself in the game. I think Aaron was clearly in the lead before with that Banshee harassment not doing anything, but now it's up to anyone to take this one and go to the victory.
Yeah, we do have double Stargate down here from Aaron. Possibly just get a few Phoenix to deal with these Banshees. Doesn't want the harass going on, but he has got Robotics Bay out and is pumping out Colossus. Very standard army composition for him so far. So the problem with this map, not a problem. It's not a problem. It's a great map. It encourages macro play, but it's so big. Neither player has left their base yet. Okay, an Observer and 2 Banshees have left their base, and a few probes. But
now this is really interesting. Now Counter's moving down with 2 Banshees and his Raven. Now if the PDD goes down in the middle of the mineral line, and then Banshees are pretty much free to go to work on the probes due to the fact that the Stalkers won't be able to shoot the Banshees until that PDD is taken down. But you need to exhaust the PDD's energy.
The problem is the Phoenixes destroy that PDD energy. Because they shoot so quickly that the energy just drops. Possible harassing
Phoenix is grossly out of position though.
They just got harassing.
No! That was actually really unlucky for counter. I really think that that was a mistake to engage us there.
Engage the what, sorry?
So there was down at 6 o'clock, you had two Banshees flying over a pylon. Now the Raven drops down so quickly. PDD luckily saving it for a few more seconds. Ravens just annihilated. Banshees fleeing with their cloak. You were right, the Phoenixes are great. They've got, the thing is they're not that strong against, normal, armored units like Vikings.
Yeah.
They're good against light units. I'm not sure, did Banshees fall under... Yeah, exactly. Did Banshees fall under...
They are light, so they do extra damage. The cloak got him away, though. But I mean, you saw just then, the PDD went down. Problem with that was, he was out of position. If you tried to retreat that Raven would run out of range of that PDD. Even so, PDD just dropped so quickly. Wasted Raven. All he did was slightly delay this expansion here. It is going up now. I've got to say, though, counter has got his third up a lot quicker.
Yeah, I'm not sure if that's a really good idea due to the fact that, we do have Aaron who's macroed so hard.
Oh, here we go.
We have a lot of Phoenix. We've got a massive ball moving across, 2 Colossus. That is a huge amount to deal with. 4 Thors, though, man. I mean, 5 Thors, sorry.
You need Immortals to do with Thors, and honestly,
Phoenix can't pick up Thors.
I gotta say, I'm liking Counter's composition. This is a mech build. If you get Blue Flame Helions to do with the Zealots of this army, I reckon it's the future.
I actually laughed at that. McCade in the chat just said, Thors are too fat to pick up. That's quite funny. It's tickled me there.
Don't make fun of the Thors just because they're a little bit overweight.
Now, I like what's happened there. So we've got Phoenix Harassment using the Gravitron Beam to pick up SCVs and annihilate a few there. Really quick there. Epic. Oh, and on the move as well. Thor's going to engage. Hit escape Aaron, and oh no, that Phoenix wasn't escaped, and he did get his life sacrifice. But good amount of SCVs taken out there, so that was awesome.
It's getting engineering bay now. I assume that's just to put a turret or 2 down to protect against that, which makes a lot of sense. But yeah, Aaron moves back from that, realizing there's a mech army comp, getting Void Rays now. I like that. Wow, this is starting to turn into a metagame game. I love it. I love it a lot. I mean, I'm thinking now, what does counter do to counter this composition? That's a nice little play on words there. I reckon he's out on Vikings. That's the only thing he can do. He's getting Banshee Thor. Now,
I just want to see a counter attack.
Okay, well, yeah, I like that. Oh, hilarious.
No, you didn't.
I'm giggling a little bit inside here. But yeah, I mean, Banshees, some people don't really realize, but what you can do is you can... you might think, oh, this is crazy, but what you can actually do, I have seen it done, it does work. You get Banshees, right? They attack, or you attack in the open, scan, Marines target observer, collect Banshees, kill everything. It works.
That's a pretty cool idea, man, and strategy.
I know it works.
I do like...
And that's what the Raven is for as well, to detect the observer, I reckon.
Aaron's continuing here to do a bit of harassment. Counter decides that he's had enough, and he moves out with a massive amount of
That's 8 Thors.
Try saying fat Thors 10 times.
I've got to say, though, the counter to Thors is Immortals, right? Immortals do so much damage to him. He hasn't got the cannon upgrade yet, which I think is an error. You could use that to target down the Colossus, but anyway.
We do have Void Rays, though. Obviously, the counter to Void Rays being Marines and Vikings, but there's not really enough Marines there to take on the Colossus. So I think this is going to be down to, can the Colossus eliminate the Marines before
Here we go.
the Marines eliminate the Void Rays, so the Void Rays can go to work on the Thors. PDD goes down. Oh, it's annihilated so quickly.
Phoenix is shooting. Needs to cloak the Banshees. There's the cloak.
Oh, good cloak there.
I really can't tell his wing. Phoenixes are just sitting there doing nothing. Void Rays down. Thor's still up. Almost 2. Oh, wow, okay.
Really good target fire there from the Thors working on the Void Rays, but it's not going to be enough. Looks like Aaron's going to have this. Absolutely going to have this, because there's not going to be... The thing that I have to say, Counter hasn't got enough production facilities. He's only got 3 factories. He's got 3 bases and 3 factories. He could have a lot more by now. I mean, look at
floating 2K 500. That's pretty big. I've got to say, if he had Vikings right then, right, I reckon he would have done quite well. If he had a cannon upgrade as well, he could have cannoned down the Colossus. Like, there were 3 Colossus, used 3 Thors, kills all 3 instantly. Now imagine that army comp without those Colossus in there.
Yeah, I mean, Thors have got an amazing range. They've got a range of 7, which is only 2 shorter than the Colossus, which means that it can easily get in there and do damage. I think that the main thing that failed there really was that the Marines went in first. I think that if the Marines hung back and then were charged in a bit later, so the